But first, let's take a live look at the markets. These numbers are on the rise as investors are responding to Trump's remarks on potentially lowering tariffs against China. And just moments ago, the president gave an impromptu remark to the press outside the White House. Take a listen to what our cameras caught from that moment.
Can you clarify, Mr. President, on China?
Yeah, we are going to have a fair deal with China. It's going to be fair.
Are you talking to them actively now?
Actively. Everything's active. Everybody wants to be a part of what we're doing. They know that they can't get away with it any longer, but they're still going to do fine. And we're going to have a country that you can be proud of, not a laughing stock all over the world for many years. You know, in 1913, they traded to the income tax system. We used to be all tariff, and we had no income tax, and we had the wealthiest country we've ever had proportionately. From about 1870 to 1913, it was all tariffs, and we had more money than anybody. They had committees how to spend the money. They had so much money they didn't know how to spend. Then some brilliant person said, let's go income tax. Let's let the people pay. Now, we're going to be able to substantially lower taxes when this is finished.
So, how does it look in the meantime? Are you
All right, let's turn now to CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. Weijia, great to be with you. What's your takeaway from those remarks?
Well, I think that the president wants to, portray that he is still in charge here, making the decisions. But obviously, there are external factors that we are seeing as he dials China in this trade war that he started. It's also remarkable that the president, he was actually out here looking at the lawn, Liz, because he says he's installing 2 100-foot flagpoles. And, this was an unannounced visit to the press. And on his way back into the White House, he stopped and took these questions about tariffs. But obviously, even though the White House publicly says that, whatever happens on Wall Street doesn't matter, the president just views the markets as a snapshot in time. It does matter as he is making these decisions. And this response that we're seeing now, an uptake, could make a difference as well, because it not only follows what the president has been saying, but also what his Treasury Secretary said, that this escalation has to stop, that essentially they have to find some kind of an off-ramp because the trade war is unsustainable.
Yeah, we're seeing the markets respond to all of that today, Weijia. I want to switch gears and talk about negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. Top U.S. officials have pulled out of Russia-Ukraine peace talks being held today in London. That means President Trump's Ukraine envoy will take Secretary of State Marco Rubio's place at that table. And meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance says the U.S. is still ready to walk away from these negotiations. So here's what he had to say while traveling to India, and then we'll check back in with you after that.
Well, I'm going to echo something Secretary Rubio said, which is, look, we've issued a very explicit proposal to both the Russians and the Ukrainians, and it's time for them to either say yes or for the United States to walk away from this process. We have engaged in an extraordinary amount of diplomacy, of on-the-ground work. We've really tried to understand things from the perspective of both the Ukrainians and the Russians. What do Ukrainians care the most about? What do the Russians care the most about? And I think that we've put together a very fair proposal. We're going to see if the Europeans, the Russians, and the Ukrainians are ultimately able to get this thing over the finish line. Again, I feel pretty optimistic about it. I think everybody has been negotiating in good faith, but it's now time, I think, to take, if not the final step, one of the final steps, which is at a broad level, the parties saying, we're going to stop the killing, we're going to freeze the territorial lines at some level close to where they are today, and we're going to actually put in place the kind of long-term diplomatic settlement that hopefully will lead to long-term peace.
So, Weijia, with the U.S. now threatening to abandon these negotiations, how is this going to impact the chances for peace in that region?
Well, it's not only Secretary Rubio that said that, like the vice president just said. In the Oval Office on Friday, I asked President Trump directly to respond to what Rubio said, that the U.S. would have to figure out in a matter of days whether a deal would be possible. And the president said Rubio is right, that they are running out of time, and that there's been already so much investment in on-the-ground diplomacy that basically these two sides have to decide whether they're going to make real progress or not. And then I asked President Trump what he needs to see from both sides in order to keep negotiations on track. And he said he has to see, quote, enthusiasm to end the war. Well, fast forward just a couple days after that was Easter, and Putin surprisingly called for a 30-hour Easter Day truce, a ceasefire, and they couldn't even get through that. And then both sides were blaming each other for violating it. So if you can't get through 30 hours, it's difficult to see how you can get through 30 days for a ceasefire proposal, not to mention an end to the war. We try to ask President Trump again today about the latest on where everything stands, and he did not take that question on Ukraine. He only talked about China tariffs. But to your question, Liz, it certainly does not paint an optimistic picture for how this is going to end, because there is this sense of urgency from the U.S. And clearly what we just saw from the vice president, they are not getting what they want to see at this point.